Salvete. In this video, we're going to be doing exercise 60, which comes just after we learn neuter third declension words. And so just for some context of where we are in the book, here is where we learned neuter third declension words. We did a little bit of exercise 56 and 57. And now we're learning 3 new words: mundus mundi, which is world. What declension does mundus mundi look like it is? Well, we always want to look at the genitive. And if it ends in E in the genitive, then we know it's part of the second declension. Now, is this a second declension neuter or a second declension masculine word? It's a masculine word because of us. The neuter ones end in so that they would match the genitive, or so that they would match the accusative, which is also because the neuters have to match their nominatives and their genitives, right? And then we learn 2 other words: erat, which is he, she, or it was. It's the past tense of est. Okay, so if you think of est and sunt, that's exactly what I want you to think of when you see erat and erant. And errant is just, of course, talking about multiple things. So they were, instead of he, she, or it was, they were. And so one thing we learned about the word est and sunt is that they can be expletives. We can say est can mean not just is, but it there is. And sunt can mean more than just was, but it can mean there was. Guess what? Erat and erant can also be expletives. Erat could also mean there was. Erant can mean there were something. And so all those uses keep in mind for these 2 new words. And we're going to move on to exercise 60. 59 and 60 are kind of similar sentences that use similar different things that you've learned, except this is the Latin to English. This is the English to Latin. This video is just the English to Latin that we're going to do. And I've selected 4 sentences: 1, 2, 12, and 27. And so I'm going to be talking through these. If you have this exercise for homework, though you can expect to do the in-between ones, but these should be a good help to you. All right. Number 1, in the name of the king. And so it's not a full sentence because there's not a verb here. It's just a fragment of a sentence. Okay. And so when we see these words, I think it's a good idea just to take stock of, where did I see them again? What category did I see them in? What declension did they belong to? Were there categories within the declension? Like the third declension has neuter words in the third declension. There's I stems and there's non-I stems. Second declension had second declension masculine, second declension neuter. So name, so nomina, or nomen nominis, and king would be rex regis. And how did all those endings go, right? This is the nominative and the genitive. Various is ema, various is ema, various is ema, singular third declension. Ace, ibis, ace, ibis. So the ace, ibis, ace, ibis are the plurals. Nomen nominis, that's a third declension word as well. So both of the nouns in this sentence fragment are third declension. Well, that's easy. But what was different about nomen nominis? Can you look at the word nomen? Let me write out nominis. Nomen follows the Lancet rule. Its nominative ends in an N. So this is neuter, which means we're going to do a few things differently, right? Declining a neuter word. Okay. So, and always we want to know our stem, right? We want to know that nomen is our stem, even though we call the word nomen. And then reg is our stem, even though rex is the word that we think of. Okay. So in the name, so we would want name to be ablative. And so in is in. So in nomen And what does the ablative ending on a third declension look like? Various is a nomine, in nomine. Now, of the king, well, we have rex as our nominative and regis as our genitive. The genitive is what we need. So actually, we can just use that word regis. So in nomine regis is in the name of the king. In nomine regis. The next one, on account of the salvation of men. So we know on account of is propter. That one word translates all of this. And salvation then would need to be in the accusative because we know that propter takes the accusative. So propter, something with an accusative ending. Oh, but what is salvation again? Okay, we might need to... I just opened it up to the right page. Salus salutis. So sometimes we remember one translation or one meaning of a word, and sometimes forget that it can mean multiple things. And so safety or salvation or welfare all are salus salutis. So I'm going to write down the stem, which is salute. So propter salute. Now, how would the accusative ending go? Various is em, so it's m. Propter salutem of men. Now, men, I believe, was a third declension word as well, you might be saying. And so we would want to look back at all the third declension vocab words. It's not too long. It's not too many pages in the book. So just flip through and stop when you see a list. And it wouldn't take you too long. It only was one page flip for me. Homo hominis is man. And not man as in man versus woman. That's a separate word. This is man as in mankind. So, and that's what the sentence is asking about as well. Salvation of mankind. So we're going to use this word, homo hominis. Now, homo is only the nominative. And so we know this is not going to be the subject of our sentence. So I'm going to go ahead and write homin. I'm going to write my stem. Propter salutem homin. And it's men plural. So we want something from our plural side. And so let's sing that third declension song on just the plural side. Ace, ibis, ace, ibis, ace, ibis, ace, ibis. So of men would be the genitive. We would need the second word. Ace, hominum. Propter salutem hominum, on account of the salvation of men. Isn't that neat that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 words can be 3 words? Propter, on account of, salutem, of the salvation, and then hominum, of men. Okay, now we actually have a complete sentence here. He heard the voice of the general. He heard the voice of the general. And so who heard? Heard is our verb. Who heard? He heard. Now we haven't learned a word for he. What we're going to do is we're going to wrap that he up in just the ending of our verb, just the T ending of our verb, and we're going to say that the verb means he heard. We're not going to say that the verb, when we write it, means just heard. We're going to say that that verb means he heard. And so we're going to skip right ahead to voice to begin our sentence in Latin. So what is voice? Do I find it on this list where I left off last? No, I don't find it on this list. And here's the beginning of the third declension. I think voice was a third declension word, so let's keep looking. Oh, here we go. Vox vocis, the voice or the cry. So vox is only cry when it's the subject of the sentence, but he is the subject of our sentence right now. So I'm going to use the stem voc. Now he heard the voice. What case should vox vocis be in? Should be in the accusative, because anytime you verb something, and that includes if you hear something, that includes if somebody heard something, then that something's going to be in the accusative. So vocem. So of the general. So sometimes we can forget, we can say, okay, I don't remember learning what general was. That's because sometimes if you read a word, imperatores, you can think, oh, I know what that means. It means emperor. And it does mean emperor, but it's telling you here it means commander in chief. It also means general. So we're going to use this word for of the general. And of the general is actually this word right here, imperatores. Imperatores. So vocem imperatores. Vocem imperatores. The voice of the general, he heard. And we're going to put he heard at the end. If we don't remember how to say he heard, this is what we got to do. They conquered, you see, he heard. So you might have to scroll through. There's plenty of, don't see it in this one. Did it, he, she, it gave, they gave. I have to keep, now I happen to know what it is, but I'm just trying to model for you. Okay, exercise 60 is the one we're at, so it has to be before exercise 60, so never look forward in the book. So I don't see I heard here. I'm gonna have to give it to you, but I don't want to just give it to you without finding it. My goodness. It's audivit. I'm gonna find this right here in this video. Audivit. Where is audivit? It's not in this one. It's not in this one. Where could that word be? Oh, there it is. Audivit. He, she, or it heard. There we go. Oh, right by the voice. Oh, goodness. Okay, so audivit. Okay, vocem imperatores audivit. And the last one. The Gauls gave the commander-in-chief a reward. So, typically we want to identify subject and verb. Our verb is gave. And who gave? The Gauls gave. So this is our subject, which we want to put in the nominative, and this is our verb. Now, what did he give? What did they give? Sorry, what did they give? The thing that they actually gave, the thing that got given, is the thing that should be in the accusative. Here's a mistake that some people make. They say, oh, gave the commander-in-chief. Oh, the commander-in-chief, that's the thing to put in the accusative. No, the Gauls weren't giving the commander-in-chief to somebody, right? The commander-in-chief isn't the thing being given. The reward is the thing being given. So that's the thing that's in the accusative. And it was being given to the commander-in-chief. So the commander-in-chief, that needs to go into the dative singular. And then a reward needs to go in the accusative singular. All right, now let's do that. Gauls. That's been a while. How do we say the Gauls? I believe that was a second declension word, so that means we're going to flip back to the second declension. Don't see it in my first list of second declension words. Don't see it in my second list of second declension words. Oh, that's the neuter ones. Got another little list up here. Dedit, dederunt, gladius. Oh, here we go. Gallus Galli, a Gaul. So a Gallus is a Gaul. Galli means of the Gaul. All right, so Gaul looks like it's our stem. So the Gauls, Gal, and they're the subject, so we want the nominative, plural, so Galli. So the Gauls gave. I'm going to save my gave for the end of the sentence. To the commander-in-chief, we want to put commander-in-chief, and we saw that that was imperator, imperatores in the last sentence. So imperator, imperatores, right? So imperator is the stem. What's the dative? Dative is the third one down, so sing for 3. Various is e imperatori. So that kind of looks like the emperors, but that's only the plural. That's only the nominative plural if it were a second declension word. This is a third declension word. So now this I ending means dative in the third declension, right? So this imperatori means to the emperor now because it's a third declension word. So the Gauls, to the emperor, a reward gave. So what is the word reward? Reward is praemium. Praemium. Now, that was from our second declension neuter list. So praemium would also be the accusative. Praemium, and then gave. Okay, and so that would be dedit. Dedit. So Galli imperatori praemium dedit. So the Gauls, to the emperor, a reward gave. Okay, my advice to you would be every little word in this in the sentence that you're doing for this exercise, think back to what is the dictionary form of that? What declension does this belong to, or subgroup within a declension if needed? What does that belong to? How do the endings go for that? Sing yourself the song, right? And then choose wisely from among those endings. And so take your time doing these sentences. This is why I take 4 of them and do them for you here, so you have fewer to do so that you can take your time to do that. So hopefully that is what you're doing. All right. Valete.